Hey, what's up? This is AJ, and today I got something very special for you, my friend, and this is the Finding Strength Within Manifesto. The reason why I say this manifesto or this video is very special is A, because I won't have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, whatever, and B, I believe that it will really impact your life. Many people don't understand that they can find that fight, that strength, that power within themselves already. And so what they do is they live and they die with potential. They live their lives without reaching their goals, without reaching their visions. So without further ado, I want to welcome you to this manifesto. Make sure you relax, make sure you get a notebook, whatever, get snacks, get Coke, whatever it is, and just focus in and absorb what I'm trying to tell you here, because this will change your life, or at least the way you look at life. Let's crack into it. So before we crack into what I have written on the board for you here, I want you to understand what it means to find strength within yourself. A lot of people don't believe in their own skills, their own abilities, and so they end up, as I said before, living life without reaching their maximum potential. When you live a life that is effective, that is efficient, a life where you can be proud to say your name, you can pat on your chest and you can say, I made it, I pushed myself to the limits, I really fulfilled the mission, the God-given mission I had on earth. When you can do that, you have found your strength within. So in this video, I'm gonna help you take that strength that you've always had from birth, that potential, that burning fire that God has given all of us. And I'm gonna help you change that into something that you can be proud of, something that just pushes you, something that, like a burning fire. A lot of people want to be successful. A lot of people want to be rich, want to be happy, want to be socially adept to everything. Not socially inept, but socially adept. They want to be that successful, charismatic person. They want to be that attractive person, but they don't understand that in order to get there, they have to go through these steps that I've put up here on the board. So the first thing I want you to understand about finding the strength within is you have to take action, because action leads to experience, and experience leads to freedom. What do I mean? When you take action right now, when you take action, you will get experience. Whether you fail or whether you succeed, you will have experience from whatever you attempted to do, whatever you took action to do. Once you have experience, you will probably, even if you failed, you'll probably not go backwards. You will gain freedom from whatever was trapping you before. So if we take an example, let's say I am a farmer and I want to enter the business world. I want to sell my tomatoes for double the amounts I've been selling them to retailers. In fact, I want to open up my new shop. And I want to go into this financial world. I've never been there before. I'm scared, I'm fearful. A lot of us experience life and we get scared, we get fearful because of things we can't control. So anyway, I take action. I say I'm gonna sell 100 tomatoes by the end of this week, and I'm starting now. I'm going to look for customers. I'm taking action. Because I'm going out and I'm looking for customers, I will gain experience. When I started, I may not have had the experience of sales. If I'm a farmer coming from the rural areas, going into the big city, going to the place where I have to fight in the financial market, how will I be able to go up without experience? So I will go there, I'll try and meet new customers, I will gain some experience in selling, and even if I fail, just by taking action and gaining experience, I will know what to do and what not to do later on. And after that, after I gain that experience, then I'll go to freedom. This is when I start becoming smoother, better with it. Anything you do, anything you start, any activity, any project that you have, once you take action, once you get experience, you will get freedom. That's when things will start moving. I remember when I first started Be Cool, my book, writing it, my first book actually, I was scared to get started. I was the type of person that procrastinates by planning. I was the type of person to basically plan out everything, every single step, but not take action. A lot of people out there plan out every single step. They know exactly where they want to be. They have their dream, they have their vision, and they know exactly how to get there, but they don't take action. And that is something that I really, really struggled with, taking action. But once I actually decided, hey, I'm gonna put myself on the fire, I'm gonna write 10 pages, I'm gonna write a chapter each day, I'm gonna push myself. Even if it means I bleed, even if I have to go and break out of my shell and meet new people each day, teenagers that could be anywhere in the world, teenagers that could make fun of me, laugh at me. If I have to go out there to the mall with my friend Aldi and scream out the word moist, that was just a quick Easter egg from my other video, how to stop caring what people think about you. But if I have to go to the mall and I have to scream out the word moist in order to feel more comfortable, in order to feel more free, in order to meet new people, I will do it. I need to take action. Now that I'm writing my next book, now that I'm working towards that, now that I'm building up my audience again, I realize what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Things I should put my energy doing and things I shouldn't put my energy on. And once I decided when I was writing my book, Be Cool, The Ultimate Teenage Guide, to take action, once I decided to get that experience, to get that ball moving, that's when I experienced freedom. That's when Be Cool sold almost 3,000 copies. That's when people start buying a copy of my book for triple, quadruple the amount that it actually is, because it's changing their lives. That's when I get messages from people on my website, messages on people from my Instagram. By the way, I'm just gonna put a photo of my Instagram, go follow me there. And also my website, go and check out my website as well if you wanna speak directly to me. But that's besides the point. When I started doing that, that's when the ball started rolling. That's when I started meeting people that actually, their lives were impacted by my choice of taking action. Because if I never took action, if I never got that experience, if I never got that freedom, then I wouldn't have been, or I wouldn't have become who I am today. So something I want you to realize is that right now, whatever you're facing, you have to take action. You know, I was reading about this concept in the book, The Psychology of Money, how people look at successful people, for instance, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, whoever it is. You look at these successful people and you focus on exactly what they did in every single step, and you want to copy them exactly. The book tells you not necessarily to do that. They want you to stop looking at their outcome, stop looking at their success and then trying to go backwards, but look at how they started and start going forward. So this is something really important. If you want to become successful, and if you have a mentor out there, if you have somebody you look up to, it may be a rich billionaire, it may be a happy person in your life, someone close to you. If you have that vision of that person, stop looking at their freedom, stop looking at the money they have, stop looking at the friends they have, stop looking at their influence, because that's something they worked hard to get to. What I want you to do is rather look at their action. What exactly did they have to do? What action did they take in order to get that freedom? Now, you don't have to copy them exactly. Of course, you have to make your own path. But what I need you to focus on is the fact that action leads to experience, which leads to freedom. So you're probably asking yourself, what is action and how do you take it? There are two main types of actions of which I identified. There is macro action and there is micro action. Macro action and micro action. When I say micro action, I mean small. Micro, small. So what I mean by micro action is that every single one of us, every single human on this earth has a vision of where we want to be. I want you to actually do this with me. Picture the perfect version of you. I tell you to do this a lot in my videos, but I want you to have it in mind. Every single person with a vision has a clear mission. So what I need you to do is picture yourself, that perfect version of you. They may look better than you right now, it's okay, all right? They may act better than you right now, it's okay as well. But I want you to focus on that place you've always wanted to be. That person you've always wanted to become. Now, what I want you to do is realize that you have choices each day that will either take you further away from becoming that person or closer to becoming that person. So if I want to be a person, let's say I want to be fit, I want to have abs, I want to be statuesque, I want to be picturesque, I want to be photogenic, I want to be good looking, I want a chiseled jawline, I want beautiful hair, I want clear skin, whatever it is, all right? But I want to be physically good looking. I can wake up in the morning and I can choose between eating unhealthy, I can choose between having a very fatty breakfast, not working out, not enriching myself, or I can wake up in the morning and decide I'm gonna go wake up, meditate, read, pray. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do my exercises, I'm gonna do my stretch routines, I'm gonna do my pull-ups, my push-ups, my sit-ups, whatever it is. I'm gonna eat healthy, light breakfasts throughout the day, or whatever it is. Whatever, all right? But you have choices each day. Every single thing you do, you choose whether you're getting closer to that version or that person you've always wanted to become, or whether you're gonna get further away from that person. So the idea behind micro action is whenever you get faced with a choice, whenever you can choose to either become better or become bitter, I want you to take micro action towards the right direction. What do I mean? So pretend I wanna become better at school. I want to become academically adept. I want to become the best person possible academically. I want to get into the best school. I want to do the best in my class, whatever it is. I want to be valedictorian. I am going to have to choose every day to study. I'm going to have to choose every day to push myself to the limits in order to understand concepts. So when I wake up, I have to take micro action to study. I have to take micro action to read. I have to take micro action to practice my speeches in front of mirrors for hours on end. I have to take micro action to the good, or to the part that brings me closer to where I want to become. A lot of us end up decaying, or a lot of us end up stagnating, going backwards in life, becoming worse each day because we take wrong micro action. We choose each day, it's okay, I'll just sit around and watch Netflix. I'll watch one movie on Netflix. One movie becomes two movies become three, and you just wasted the whole day. You didn't take any action. You didn't do anything productive. Oh, it's okay, I'll just eat one snack. I'll have one pizza. That pizza becomes something else, and it all builds up. That's the concept about action. Once you make a small decision, once you take a good action or good micro action, that's when you get to the point where it builds up and you get closer and closer and closer until you become that person you've always wanted to become, until you become that person you have been called by God to become. The second type of action I need you to start taking today is macro action. These are the big decisions that may change your life, that take you closer to where you want to become. So just as micro action gives you a choice, macro action does the same thing. Micro action does it in small or small scenarios. You wake up in the morning, you go and work out instead of going on social media. You go and read books, you enrich your mind instead of going and watching TV, whatever it is. These small actions are the reason why you become better. With macro actions, the big decisions you take are the reasons why you become better as well. So one big example would be when I was growing up, when I was much younger, maybe grade 4, grade 5, I wanted to be a great speaker like my dad. I saw him on TV, I saw him on stage, and I wanted to be like him. I wanted to speak like him. I just wanted to flow. But I was quite shy, all right? You can ask whoever knew me back then. I was a really shy kid. I am still shy, but I'm introverted, you know? But back then it was horrible because I got stage fright. I was scared. I didn't want to get into the position where I am on stage in front of everyone and I freeze up. So I would actively avoid speaking loud. I would actively avoid becoming better each day. But this is something normal. A lot of us go through this stage fright, fear of speaking. It's very common. But what my mom decided to do is she decided to put me in drama classes. She decided to put me in public speaking classes. She basically pushed me into speaking better. And I am forever thankful to my parents for giving me the opportunity to do that. Because if they never did that, if I never had to take, or if they at the time, because I was too young to make the decision myself, if they never made me take macro action, if I never took that big action of changing my life and actually going to drama schools, doing improvisational classes, going with a speech therapist, doing all these things, now I wouldn't be able to speak in front of a camera with lights and crew and whatever it is. I wouldn't be able to speak just to the camera plainly with you. And this is something I really need you to understand. If you want to become a better whatever, a better speaker, a better athlete, a better financier, a better whatever it is, if you want to become a better person, you're going to have to make big life choices that may change your entire situation. You have to make big choices, big macro action. I have a friend, this is a really good example, by the way. He's a very, very good athlete, soccer player, and he's actually getting paid quite a lot of money for what he does right now. He's really just growing, he's happy, but He's always wanted to become a soccer player. That was his vision, that's his goal. But the problem was that he also had parents that wanted him to have a plan B. And that's okay. Don't blame your parents if they want you to have a plan B. But his parents wanted him to also become a doctor. And he wanted to become a football player. And for all the people that at least tried to become a football player like me, or if they've been in that situation, they know that at some point, football becomes more than just something you do after school, more than just something, when things get serious, that's when you have to choose to go to a football academy instead of a high school. That's when you have to choose to go on scholarships, that's when you have to choose to football over school. And not to say that football players are dumb. Of course, football academies have classes, normal school classes as well, and you probably have to reach a certain grade level to keep playing football or whatever and not to be kicked out. But at some point, my friend had to tell his parents, sit down with them and be like, hey mom, dad, I want to be a football player. I have to take macro action towards where I want to become. And it was a long process, but he got there, and now he's getting paid very well for what he does. Back in South Africa, is getting paid a lot of money for what he does for his age. And I think he's actually going to Europe, to UK, in order to perform and become better. Of course, it's a process, and he's far away from his peak. I mean, I've seen the guy play. I've played against the guy, and he's way too good. So what I need you to understand is in life, there will be certain opportunities where you have to take big decisions in order to get to where you want to become. When I was writing my book, I had to forfeit sleepovers with friends. I had to forfeit parties. I had to forfeit living a normal teenage life for 2 to 3 years in order to write this book and get a well-researched piece of literature under my belt that will help people out there. So what I need you to understand is, if you want to become successful, if you want to become that business person, if you want to become that social butterfly, as I love saying, if you want to become that person that changes lives, you have to take action, micro and macro action, whatever it is, you have to start, because action equals experience, which equals freedom. This next concept is one of the most important, one of the most integral details you have to understand when it comes to success. If there's one thing you take from this whole video, that is, if it's this thing, I will be happy. If it's just the second concept, I will be satisfied. Of course, try and take everything in, but if it's just this part, I would be happy. The second concept to finding strength within and becoming successful is hating comfort. You cannot become successful with a comfort zone. There is no person on earth who has become successful sleeping or sitting or relying on their comfort zone. If you want to reach levels that no man has reached before, if you want to be a trendsetter, if you want to change lives, you have to get out of your head. You have to get out of your comfort zone. I was 14 years old. And nobody took me serious. Nobody could have taken me serious. Everyone was like, you're too young. How are you going to write a book about being a teenager, letting go of these feelings that teenagers face when you're not even done with your teenage phase? Whatever that means. I decided, hey, look, I'm not going to sit around and watch my friends' friends and people my age go through problems where I can go and help them. I can go to people that know how to solve them, and I can mix it up with things that will actually benefit them. I had to get out of my mindset. I had to get out of my comfort zone. The reason why you are stuck is because you're too scared to come out of your comfort zone. You're too scared to get uncomfortable. I want you to guess something. What is the number one fear facing most people in this world right now, at least ages from 18 to 35? What's the number one fear? In fact, tell me in the comments. Tell me what you think the number one fear in the comments is. It's not death. It's not zombies. It's not failure. Well, actually, a lot of people are scared of failure. But anyway, the number one fear, surprisingly, is public speech. There are countless people that are scared of public speech. Why? Because it comes down to this basic concept. They are too scared to get out of their little comfort zone. Something I need to explain to you about your comfort zone is that it will never disappear completely. When I say get out of your comfort zone, I mean you have to expand your comfort zone. As I explained in my past video, I think it was my pause video. Anyway, I don't know what, when I record, I just speak and I forget what I say sometimes. So forgive me if I reiterate on some things, but whatever. This is you, all right? This is little you. I'm gonna give you a crown because you're so amazing. Anyway, this is you, and this is your comfort zone currently. If you aren't able to expand this comfort zone, to sometimes go a bit further and make this comfort zone a bit bigger, ooh, some arrows, yeah. So if you aren't able to expand your comfort zone just a little bit, then a little bit more, then a little bit more, you won't reach the level you've always wanted to reach. You won't be able to handle it. There is a very big trend in the world right now of get rich quick. 3 simple steps to financial freedom. And it's not only finance, it's also self-help. How to stop caring what people say after one video. How to become happy after watching 3 minutes or doing this 3-minute exercise. How to find the strength within after watching this one video with AJ speaking. That is a lie. We want to be free. We want to be the best version of ourselves without putting in the work, without stepping out of our comfort zone. You cannot become an academic leader, a life changer, a trendsetter without getting out of your comfort zone. You can't find your happiness. You can't find your peace. You can't get to that place where you're just socially adept without pushing yourself to the limits. David Goggins has the 40% rule. He says once you run, or once you're pushing yourself, once you're pushing your brain, once you're pushing your mind to the limit in a task, maybe it's running, maybe it's exercise, because David Goggins is a very fit guy. I'll put a photo of him up here. He's a very fit guy and he was fat before. I'll put another photo of him fat. And he wrote a beautiful, beautiful book. I love it. I haven't read it personally. I have it on my phone, but I haven't read it yet. But he basically speaks about how when you get to that level, when you are at your fringe, once you're at the comfort zone, the end of your comfort zone, the part where you feel like you're physically going to die, when you feel like you can't feel your feet anymore, you can't feel your heart anymore, when you are bleeding, you've only used 40% of your mind. You've only used 40% of your capacity. You've only used 40% of your potential. So what I want you to take from this is hate comfort. Stop wishing. Stop wishing for success to come your way. Stop wishing for freedom to come your way. Stop wishing for financial blessings to come your way. God will put you in a place where it is easy to get money. He will put you in a place where you are favored to get money, but he leaves it up to you to work for it. David killed Goliath with the grace of God. But God could have just struck down Goliath, but he didn't. David had to work for it. If you aren't able to get over yourself, to get over your comfort zone, your mind, you won't be able to become somebody you can be proud of. You won't be able to handle the pressure later on in life. A lot of us say we want to become millionaires. You want to become a millionaire over the weekend. You want to be the 1 month millionaire. You want $100 million in your account, whatever it is, but you won't work for it. When you have that 100 million, you will lose it like this. You'll think, oh, I'll invest all of it. You'll make all the wrong decisions. You'll make all the bad judgments because you haven't been through the fire. I'm telling you now, hate comfort. Comfort is your enemy. Of course, you should take breaks. Of course, when you are burning out, you should relax a bit. You should pull back. But what I'm telling you not to do is become content, become comfortable where you are. And a lot of people, when they hear me saying this, they become uneasy because they say, AJ, what if you just want to stop and be happy? I'm telling you now, happiness, and I'm gonna have a happiness manifesto if I haven't had one already. You can, by the way, go on my website. I have a whole article on happiness. If you just go on my website, go under books, you will see a whole article on happiness, how to become happy, or my happiness manifesto. But basically, my philosophy when it comes to this, something that I've learned and something that a lot of my mentors have told me is that happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a journey. When you're moving from where you are right now, expanding your comfort zone, pushing your limits every single day, and reaching that place you've always wanted to become, that, my friend, is when you reach true happiness, because that's when you're really seeing progress in your life, all right? Happiness isn't a place where you sit down, you're like, oh, wow, I made it. I'm happy now. I'm not going to move anymore. My friend, you will stagnate. You will go back. So I want you to hate comfort. Comfort is an illusion. Us as BB cool people, us as trendsetters, us as people that push through our limits, us that are social butterflies, we don't want comfort. Comfort is something that will help us stagnate, and we don't like to stagnate. I want you to say it with me. I hate comfort. Comfort is not my portion. Progress is my portion. Freedom is my portion. The third thing I need you to understand in order to find strength, to find your strength within yourself, is I need you to commit to excellence. No matter what you do, you have to do your best. The only time I'm allowing you to call a project a success, I'm allowing you to say that you did better, you did your best, is when you actually put 100% of yourself. If you are an efficient person, if you are an effective person, you are somebody that puts 100% of themselves on the line constantly. If you want to attract money into your life, if you want to attract people into your life, if you want to become successful, if you want to change lives, you have to put 100%, no, 150% of yourself every single time you do it. When you look at unsuccessful people, lazy people, people with so much potential, we've all had that friend that has so much potential for greatness, but if they just worked a bit more, they would get there. When you look at these people, you can see that they don't have their full self in their projects. You can see they don't put their full self out there. They don't push themselves. In whatever I do, wherever I go, whoever I interact with, I try my best, at least. I push myself every single time, no matter what I'm feeling. Even if I'm tired, sad, angry, depressed, whatever it is, I try to put my full self, 100% of myself, because I know that will lead to better things. If you want a promotion, you're contacted by your boss, I want this project, I want this presentation done, and you're fearful, but you still want that promotion, you will not get it unless you commit yourself to excellence, unless you can truly say, I put 150% of myself into this project. I put blood, sweat, and tears into this project. A lot of us don't understand when we put 50%, when we put 10% of ourselves into things that are important to us, or at least things that should be important to us, a lot of people or other people or our bosses, our superiors will be able to tell. They will know. When I hire somebody to help with for Be Cool, like my website builders or whatever it is, when I hire this person and they don't put 150% of themselves, I will be able to see. If they don't design my website exactly how I want it done, exactly how I need it to be done, they're not putting themselves in the space of excellence. They're not putting themselves in the space where I want to keep them for a very long time. They're deciding by themselves to not commit to excellency. If you're a person out there and you want to become successful and you want to change lives, if you want to become a trendsetter, I need you to understand that if you can put yourself 100% into everything, interactions with other people, your business, your schoolwork, whatever it is, if you can commit to excellency, if you can say each day, I've done my best, I've put 150% of AJ Lukau on that paper. I mean, obviously put your name, whoever you are, put 100% of yourself there, not me, of course. But if you can say you've put yourself out there to the best of your abilities, and even if you fail, you can still be proud of yourself. You still say, I put myself out there. Then you will be able to reach that level you've always wanted to reach. They will sense it. Your teacher will sense that effort. Your boss will sense that effort. The people around you will sense that effort. A lot of the time when you see my dad behind the scenes, behind Let's Pray, behind Rise of the Prophetic Voice, you see him is there with the cameras, he's there with the lighting, he's there with the background, he's moving, he's speaking to the editors, to whoever, the live stream people, he's talking to them in South Africa, he's speaking to them on the phone, he's interacting with every single part of it, even the cleaning. My dad does all of that because he's committed to excellence every single day, twice a day for hours, like almost 2 hours for each segment. He commits to that excellency. He needs that because that is what makes successful people. That's what changes lives. When I'm out here making videos, I make sure everything is perfect. And if it's not, you can ask anybody that knows me, my friends, my parents, whoever it is. I call them, I say, hey, this isn't good. I'm gonna delete it. And they have to tell me, AJ, no, don't do that. Don't delete anything. Don't change anything. It's okay, nobody noticed. But if I see that something isn't right, if I see something is falling back, back out of place and I could do something I can do something about that, I can make it better, then I'm not committing to my excellency. I'm not committing to my vision. I'm not really gonna impact somebody's life. In my mind, I have a vision of what I wanna become. I wanna change lives. I wanna impact millions of people out there. If I wanna get there and I'm not putting 150% of myself into everyday tasks, even if it's brushing my teeth, I will put everything into scrubbing my teeth and my tongue and going into the spaces everywhere. I'll floss with 150% of myself. I will read with 150% of myself. I will write my books. I will study with 150% of myself. Because I know that if I don't commit to excellency, I will never get to the place I've always wanted to become. The person that is so smart, that person that is so sharp, that whatever comes at them, they can't be knocked out of place. The fourth concept I need you to understand is I want you to forget about other people. Stop focusing so much about what everyone else is doing. Nobody has become successful. Nobody has changed lives. Nobody has stood out by relaxing, by going with other people, by not thinking outside of the box. Most successful people, if you go on Forbes, they just released the new billionaire list. If you go out there and you see it, you will see each of the companies that these billionaires, that these millionaires, whatever they are, these successful people built, all of them are unique and different. You know why? Because they decided to step out of what other people think. They decided to step out of the mold. I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why your friends don't like you, the reason why a lot of people don't want to be around you, sometimes it's not because of you. Sometimes it's because their minds aren't at your level. Sometimes it's because they're stuck inside the box and they're jealous because you decided to step out. Sometimes it's because they want to be inside their community and you decided, hey, I'm not going to settle for less like them. I'm going to go above and beyond myself. I'm going to commit to excellency. I'm going to take action. I'm going to push myself to the next level. I'm going to hate comforts. I don't want to stay with them. So they isolate you and you feel sad. As you can see, if you can, this person is crying. You feel, let's make it a girl. You feel sad. But my friend, I got good news for you. That is where you find your freedom. That is where you find your success. When you can get out of that sheep mentality. Let me tell you something, sheep only follow. Sheep don't lead. Sheep have shepherds that take them to areas to eat. Sheep can't give birth without somebody there to help them. Sheep always follow the trend. Sheep don't want to be outside of the group. A sheep doesn't have its own ability or doesn't have the ability to step out to become the best, to become the leader. A sheep can't do that because they're all tuned into to themselves. They can't get out of that frequency. When you go out and you meet new people and they don't like you, they instantly just don't like you. You know that they're sheep and you are a leader. You're called to do better. You're called to be great. So why be sad? Why, my friends don't like me. So what? The Bible has countless numbers of people in the Bible, in the scripture itself, that were literally by God or by themselves pushed out from the group. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, the people he should trust the most. And he didn't go down from that. God had a plan for him. God put him up where he was second to Pharaoh himself. David was the runt of his family. David was put outside on the field. David was the smallest. God put him as king of Israel. Jesus himself was so misunderstood. He stood above from everybody else. In fact, he would talk about his death multiple times, about how he would lead and come back. People didn't understand him back then. They condemned him to death. Jesus is a shining image because he really didn't stick to the mindsets of men. He wasn't scared to break out of the mold. Jesus went to the temple. He saw all the evil around there, people selling, making the temple a marketplace, the house of his father, the house of God. And he made a whip and he broke everything down. He let the animals free. He got upset. He said, I will break down this temple and build it up after 3 days, talking about his body. They didn't understand him. Something I need you to understand is that God has a plan for you. Forget about staying safe. Forget about being with your friends, trying to fit in. Fitting in. Nobody has become successful fitting in. I never fit in. I don't fit in right now. A lot of people my age don't have the same mindset I have. A lot of people my age don't have the same work ethic I have. They don't have the same vision. A lot of people just want to make some money. They want to party. I have visions of billions. I have visions of millions of lives. So why do you care so much? I spoke about this before. When I was writing my book, when I was working, when I was putting 2 to 3 years into my book, into my research, I didn't have time to hang out with friends. I didn't have any clubs and any social clubs, whatever it is. I mean, the only thing extracurricular I did was tutoring, which helped me with my writing, as in English writing and typing, and drama club, speech therapy to help me speak better once I'm done. I had a vision of where I wanted to be, and I chose to go against the tide. I chose to not go where the river is flowing. I chose to go the other direction. Listen, if you have a vision, if you have a goal, if you have a dream to be the best, if you have a big dream, right? I need you to understand that holding on to your friends, to fitting in, to trying to caring about what people think of you, that will hold you back from becoming the best version of you. You will not reach that goal. If you're so worried about the progress of your friends, if you're so worried about what other people are doing around you, what people your age are doing, whatever it is, you won't ever be able to break out of the mold. You won't be able to pull away from the pool that a lot of these people my age are facing. Number 5, I need you to fail with passion. I need you to fail because you've taken action. I need you to not to think of failure as something bad. We in our minds, we've considered failure to mean you are not enough. We've considered failure to mean you're obviously stupid. You're obviously not well equipped. You're obviously not a person that should be doing what you're doing. But what you don't understand is failure means you took action. Be proud that you took action. You fail 100% of the shots you don't take. If I can go out and I can fail 10 times and still get up, I will be better, 100 times better than the person that succeeded once and then the next step they failed and they never got up again. I'm gonna say something very controversial. I'd rather fail 100 times than succeed. Because once I get to the place where I succeeded and I have to reach the next level, I won't be able to do that because I'll be too scared to fail. I'd rather fail 100 times than not try at all and not fail at all. I'd rather go through the emotional turmoil of failing badly, epic fail, ultimate fail. I'd rather go through that than not to try at all because I'm too scared. Action, my friend, equals experience, which equals freedom. If you don't take action, then you don't have the possibility of failure and you don't have the possibility of success. So how will you reach that level if you don't try? Now what I need you to do is I need you to try with 100% of your efforts, commit to excellency, but I still want you to go through the experience of failing. It's okay to fail. Stop coupling failure with not enough. Stop linking them. Just because you fail doesn't mean you're not enough. It just means you gotta work a bit harder. It just means you gotta push yourself a bit more. It just means you gotta find a different strategy. Failure is not the end all. Failure is when something happens and it doesn't exactly go the way you wanted it to go. It's when you have to go back to the drawing board. The people I look up to, my mentors, whether this be physical mentors or digital mentors, the billionaires I look up to, the people I want to become like. These people are able to say, okay, I failed. What I did didn't reach the level I want to. It didn't reach my desired outcome. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's try again. Those are the people I want to learn from. These are the people I need to learn from. Once you decide to stop coupling failure with not enough, to start coupling failure with I tried, with action, and to become proud of yourself that you took action, that you actually tried, My friend, you will see more success in your life. You will feel happier. I had a friend, I spoke about this friend in my limiting belief videos, but he basically was very short. He looked very young, even though he wasn't really. I think he was a bit older than me, but he was very short, and he really had a crush on this girl. And I obviously had to tell him to go and speak to her and go and ask her out, and he was too scared because he was like, she's gonna reject me because of my height. Girls don't want guys that look like me. I'm ugly, I'm not enough for her, she's too beautiful, whatever excuse he made up back in the day. What I told him is, if you can go out and speak to her, even if you get rejected, I will have more respect for you. She will have more respect for you. Everyone around the school, although you might get bullied or laughed at or whatever it is, they will all have more respect for you because they couldn't do it themselves. At the time, for him, he was scared to fail. Obviously, with my coaching, with my helping, he got the girl of his dreams, and they've been together for 2 to 3 years now. But what I need you to understand from this little anecdotal story is that he decided to go up and take action with the risk of failure. And obviously, the first time he did it, it was wishy-washy. He came back, he did it again, and she loved it. Because he decided to not recluse, to not love comfort, to not stay in his comfort zone, but he decided to take action. And he risked failure. And even though the first time he kind of did fail, he succeeded the next time. When I attempt to do a project, when I attempt to do something and I fail, I decide whether I become better or I become bitter. I decide whether I choose to go back to the drawing board, think of something different, change something, make something better, make something disappear, whatever it is, and go back and apply myself again, or whether I just decide to quit, become a loser, go and self-pity, see myself as the victim. Enough of this victimhood mentality that is not of you. You, my friend, are born for success. You, my friend, listening to me right now, just by you clicking on this video, you have already entered that paradigm of growth, that mindset switch. Even if you think, oh no, I suck right now, I just watched the video, you've planted that seed in your mind. Well, I want to thank you for watching this video with me. It means the world to me that you decided to take time out of your day and click on this video. I love you so, so much. If you want to speak directly to me, go on my website. I'm gonna put that in the link, or click on the link in the description below. Go on my website, just swipe down until you see either put your email and your name and I'll get to you, or you can go to my contact us page and leave a quick message and it will get directly to my email, and I will be able to speak directly to you. If you have any questions, feedback, suggestions, if you just wanna speak to me, if you just wanna offload what's been going through in your heart during this past year, we've had a really bad year, just speak to me. Go on my website and check it out. My website also has my book, so if you want to get my book directly, just go onto my website and I will be able to get that for you. I don't want to make this video too long. It's probably really long and longer than what I normally do, but thank you so much for tuning in, and just go down in the comments below. Tell me, do you want to have more videos like this? Do you like the longer types of videos, or do you feel like the shorter 1-part, 2-part, 3-part series videos are much better to digest? And if this video impacted you in the slightest, just go down, click like, click subscribe, and tell me what you thought. The question I have for you today is, I want you to go down to the comments and tell me, how do you deal with rejection? I'm gonna make a video on how to deal with rejection, but before I do that, I wanna hear from my audience. I wanna hear from you guys. What is your way of dealing with rejection, whether this be social rejection, financial rejection, academic rejection? How do you deal with that pain that people might feel? If you have a solution, if you want to speak about it, if you want to share your story, I want you to just go to the comments of this video and just do that. I would love to hear from you. I always read my comments and I always like them, if I like what you have to say, I guess. But thank you for watching. My voice is going a bit, but yeah.